Alright, I didn't record putting it out because I've already done one of those videos, but we are trying something new. If you can tell in the video, we have a cattle panel like we have around the goat pen around our hay bale. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, but I got it done, and I picked up a lot of the waste and set it on top. There may be some in there that they won't eat, but we're going to test this and see if it's going to reduce the waste or not. I've heard it on several platforms that this is something that people do, and I want to see for myself if this is going to work or not. Now, we will probably have to at some point get in there and zhuzh the hay, as I like to say. But we're going to see. In theory, it's supposed to reduce waste. We took a lot of the bale that was there, several days worth of hay left there, as we do not have straw on hand, and we haven't been able to get pine shavings for the chickens and stuff yet either. That is coming hopefully here soon. Obviously you can see some bad stuff in there. It's mainly in there for bedding. They'll pick through and eat, you know, but look at this stuff over here that we put in there. They just pick through it and then eat what they want, and that's okay. We mainly put it in there for bedding purposes. We have not got it put in the shelter yet. Oh, and while we're over here, I am recording on my phone today, so this will just be put out as is. I turned the compost over. We pushed the remainder of that bale they didn't eat up in under here, and I put a little bit of that waste product, so we didn't get so much in the goat pen under here as well. And then I just turned everything over on top of it, and then when I go to turn it again, I can basically put it right back where we took it from. So let's head on over and I'll show you what else we got done, because we've been trying to get a few things done this morning. The weather is somewhat decent. It was a little bit chillier when we first got started, but feels like it's warmed up just a little bit. Maybe that's because we're working, I don't know. I went from needing a jacket to now I'm sweating, so doesn't seem to take much for that though. You hear the ducks there in the background. And let's get over here and I'll show you what else we got done. All right, that's right. We brought a lot of that leftover hay over there, over here. Most of the waste was just spread out here. Stuff that was not fit for bedding. It'll just decompose out here and turn back into soil. Fine with that. And this over here, we should have a hard pack, decent bedding that's going to get them pretty high off the ground. They've already kind of turned it up a little bit. We had it kind of flat in there, and now it's kind of mounted over right here. So hoping they will use it. It's probably about 2 foot thick right now. foot to 2 foot, but that should get them a nice place if they desire it, that is up off of the cold, damp ground. And we'll hope that they use it. But that's the thing with animals. You can offer it to them. It doesn't mean they're going to use it. And in some cases, we have to force our animals to use shelters, but those are certain circumstances, such as injuries, some kind of lameness, older horses that need to be sheltered for various reasons. They don't move as quick. If they lay down, they're not able to get up as easy. Some of them get lame, like Chief was. He had that bum leg, and they get arthritis just like we do. Their joints hurt, and they get stiff, and it just happens. So there's a variety of reasons that they need to be sheltered. Some people just prefer to do it just because, show horses. I don't know. I guess they just don't like giving them as many baths. I don't know. I don't understand it. I feel like they should be able to eat out in the pasture like everybody else. But there's a lot of them that keep them sheltered, and I don't know why. I know they all have their reasons. To each their own. I'm not going to say they're wrong, but it's just how I feel about it. I'd rather see them enjoying some hay, some grass, and being able to stretch their legs than stuck in a stall 24/7. And I don't even know if we're coming across clear because my camera is filthy. That's a little better. I only got a hair right there. Could you imagine that? A hair on a farm? Anyway, everything else is still doing good. I can show you all the drainage from the round pen up here. We're not so much getting it out of the other side as we are this side, and that's just because of the way the water runs, but it is starting to come out of there, and all this is wet. It's all running in from up there. It comes down, and that's what that looks like just from our video. And folks, it has not rained. It has not rained. Look how dry it is over here to right here. It's an absolute mess, and it looks like some of our dirt has filled back in. I'll probably have to come in and scoop that out at some point, but it's going to do that anyway. Being downhill, it's going to happen, which is why a lot of the water is going that way instead of this way. And we're probably going to have some puddles for a little while. I'm okay with that. As moisture comes in, it's going to kind of fill itself in and do its own thing. So I'm okay with that. I wasn't looking for perfection, but I was looking to get the round pen drier, and I believe we have met that goal. Now it is still moist on that side where the water was standing before, but there's no water standing. There's no longer water standing. So this will be able to dry out. I've still got to come in and clean up this little ridge. I come in and scrape that back a little bit. So there's still a little bit of shovel work to do, but for the most part, we got the water to drain. Excuse me. Anyway, and as you can see, it is coming downhill like we want it to. Like I said, it's going to kind of fill in and do its own thing, and that's what I'm going to wait for. I'm going to wait for it to settle, see what it's going to do. I'll come back and dress it up and fix it as needed. I wasn't looking for perfection. I was looking for drainage, and it was not the warmest of days when I was out here doing that, so it is what it is, and that's how it's going to be until I fix it. Because there's a lot of things that drive me crazy until they get done, and that will probably be one of them. But we're not going to make it an excessive priority. We still have a lot of wet mud over there that needs to settle, dry out, and firm up before we can drive on top of it. So it may end up not being a winter project. It'll probably be next summer or fall before we get to that, depending on how busy we get. Now, down here, I've got to get some of this cleaned up. The kids tore something apart down here, but we got the rock pushed up and kind of made a valley through here, so the water will stop running over in front of the coop. And we also kind of gouged out right there at the end to allow the water to flow off of there. And then I still have this down here that I'd like to get cleaned up, dressed up, looking better. It's just minor limbs and things here and there that I've still got to get moved up to the brush pile, but yeah, they're not in the way, they're not harming anything, so it's not been a priority to get them taken care of. So we did a lot of dirt work around here. It's going to have to settle. We're going to have to see what needs to be done at a later time. So letting everything just kind of sit and rest as much as possible over the winter is going to help with that. As all the moisture comes in, everything's going to settle, and we'll see. We may need to fill some places in. We may need to shave some down. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. As only time will tell. A lot of those stump holes are not firm. You get any kind of weight on top of them and you're sinking in. That's why we've got some holes out there now. And I believe one of our signs is out in the road again. This is starting to get on my nerves. Let's go see, because I had it on the fence. Isn't our gate pretty, guys? Yep, we decorated. Yep, that is our no trespassing sign. You guys can't see it right now, but it's way up there, and it's laying in the road. I had it up there on the fence. Brand new sign. Got a good hole in it too. It's almost like somebody's been using it as target practice. It's kind of funny. But yeah, we'll get it something figured out and we'll get it hung back up. It's not the first one that's been ripped off. Probably won't be the last. And that's alright, because here, as long as they're posted on the property, it doesn't matter. They're posted and they're visible. So we had one posted on the side of the garage at one point, and the sheriff's office said that that was plenty good enough. It was posted and it was visible. So it is what it is. I'm gonna get this guy secured again, and see, this one down here is still on the fence. You see that right there? That needs picked up. That we're gonna have to cut off, but that right there, that sign, it's doing just fine. Why that side of my property has a problem with keeping signs up, it's beyond me. The wind hasn't been too awful strong lately. Can't see that the wind did it, but could be wrong. Anyway, the fun stuff that happens. The fun stuff that happens. I might have to get some of that purple paint and put on it, because that is still a thing here. I know that's not a thing in a lot of places. For some reason it's dying out, but it is still very much a thing here. I mean, I get it, it's not a sure sign. If you don't know what it is, and you don't know what it's there for, it does fade over time. If you don't have time to get out there and refresh it, it's hard to see. I get it. I get it. An actual sign lasts a long time. I do. I get it. But yeah, it's still a thing here. And I may just have to find some stuff to paint purple. I plan on getting several more of those signs. That way we have a couple on this backside and at least one on each end of the property, with a couple up front as well. Probably post another one on the front of the garage, maybe on the shed, just random places. But you know, can't have enough of them. People ought to get the gist that they're not welcome on our land. We have a gate and a driveway for a reason. They have no reason to just cross our fence. And I could understand if their animal got out or something, they're after their animal, but if you see we're home, just knock on the door. At least let us know what you're doing. But anyway, common courtesy. I guess that's gonna be it, guys, because not a whole lot more going on. We're waiting for the weather to be right so we can burn. We have already fed and watered today. We've got hay put out. We got some bedding done. So I think we're gonna head on in the house. I'll get this posted for you all. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next time. I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you before then, and a Happy New Year.